Hi. Hey ladies, happy Monday. Hope that you guys are doing amazing. Happy Monday, happy Monday. Hi. Hope everybody's doing great. Okay, happy motivational Monday. Hope everybody had a great Mother's Day yesterday. Okay. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and future mothers and mothers to be and all that great stuff. Okay. Hope that you guys are doing great. Today we're gonna have a great discussion, an important discussion about fibroids and fertility and how fibroids do affect fertility, okay? And ways to get around that as well, okay? And what's going on in the body when we have fibroids, right? So I always hear women who have fibroids, who want to be able to have children. Maybe they're dealing with fibroids now and they think that this is going to interfere with them being able to have children in the future. Maybe they're trying right now. They're trying to get pregnant right now and they're dealing with fibroids, and it really can get in the way of pregnancy. It really can get in the way of fertility. So we're going to talk about how fibroids gets in the way of fertility, what are some things that can be done. Of course, like always, you guys can ask me questions. Hi, and welcome to everybody coming in. If you guys are new, put a 1 in the chat, okay? I'd love to welcome new ladies in, and if you guys are returning, hey, and hey. Thank you guys so much for being here, okay? So very important, as we're coming in, make sure you guys are liking the video. You're tapping on the screen to like the video so we can get more women in here, okay? All you gotta do to like the video is literally just tap on the screen. That's it, okay? It's free, all right? So for those that are new, my name is Sasha. I'm a holistic. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you, Queen Lily, for the likes. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's get the likes up. If we can get 100 likes right now, that would be awesome, okay? Just keep tapping. So for those that are new, my name is Sasha. I'm a holistic womb specialist, and what I do is I help women who have fibroids and other reproductive health issues, such as PCOS, ovarian cysts, and fertility issues. I help them get to the root cause of the problem and address the problem from the roots, okay? Because if we're not addressing the problem from the root cause, we're not addressing the problem. So I help them eliminate the problem by actually getting to the root cause of the problem, restoring hormonal balance, okay? And helping women get rid of fibroids, actually be able to have a child, conceive with ease, okay? To get rid of infertility issues, get to the root cause of the infertility. I help women get rid of PCOS, endometriosis, ovarian cysts, okay? These are things I've actually helped women do, okay? So I love what I do. I love helping women get to the root cause of the problem, and not even just healing, physically, but also energetically as well. Because if we're dealing with fibroids, we always know there's also, in other reproductive health issues, there's energetic things that we have to clear up as well, okay? Because the body as well keeps back. A body also keeps bad emotions, keeps trauma, unfortunately. So we have to learn how to release that stuff, okay? So let's get to the topic, okay? Let's get the likes up. Thank you, Jessica, for liking the video. So I'm going to talk about fibroids and fertility and how fibroids can really impact fertility and getting pregnant, and why it's so important if you are dealing with fibroids right now, right? And if you are dealing with fibroids and trying to get pregnant, definitely let me know in the chat if you feel comfortable. Hey, Elise. Hey. Welcome in, everybody. So if you're trying to get pregnant now, or listen, I have fibroids and I want to get pregnant in the future. Maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe you haven't found a husband yet, or whatever, right? Whatever your reason for not getting pregnant right now. But hey, Myra, that in the future you definitely want to have a child. But you have fibroids, right? And I also have heard women tell me over and over again that fibroids, because they have fibroids, they think that they're not going to be able to have another child. Maybe they have a child already, they're not going to be able to have another child, or having children, it doesn't look good for them. And I always say, never allow fibroids to steal your dream of having children. Like, if that's your desire to have children, that's your desire. We just have to get the body healthy in order to do that, okay? We just have to provide a safe space for that baby to land, and provide a safe space for you as well, as you are, as you're getting pregnant, as you're conceiving, as you're carrying another life. We want the body to be as healthy as possible. We don't want to be struggling and, going through all these health issues during this sacred time, right, of carrying life. I mean, the least problems, the better, right? And I understand there's some things are inevitable, but listen, things like gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, these things are not inevitable, okay? As a lot of women have been taught, these things can be, if we're going into pregnancy in a healthy state and having a healthy pregnancy, there is no preeclampsia, there is no gestational diabetes, there is no, extreme pain during your cycles. Did you know that even when your body is healthy and you're going into pregnancy, you're not even gonna have a lot of symptoms? And I know this because I've worked with pregnant women, I've worked with breastfeeding women, right? And another thing too, you're not going to deal with all this bleeding after giving birth. People have normalized it. That's not normal. So my client didn't bleed until what, 7 months, right? She was breastfeeding. I think she had her period at 7 months, and it was 3 days, and fine, not heavy at all, right? She just gave birth 7 months ago. There's women that's been dealing with, a postpartum bleeding for, I've heard weeks. And thinking that that's normal. It's not normal. My old OB said I had fibroids and needed to get a hysterectomy. Oh no, you're in the right place, Unreachable. No one needs to get a hysterectomy unless it's a dire life or death situation, which for most women, 99% is not. My second pregnancy, they were gone. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's good. Baby, I don't know. That was a miracle. I don't know what happened. Did you change anything? Did you change any of your habits? I have 2 children and I'm done, but a large fibroid I want to heal naturally versus hysterectomy. Absolutely, Sammy, you're in the right place. And as women, listen, when it comes to having a hysterectomy, when it comes to surgery, that is so, number one, we underestimate how risky these surgeries are. Yes, I've heard stories of people even passing away from surgery, which yes is rare, but still can happen. There's that, and then we're not taking care of the root cause of the fibroids. When we get surgery for fibroids, we're not taking care of the root cause. So what happens? Women get these fibroid surgeries over and over again because they reappear. Once you get the surgery, they're gonna reappear again because you haven't addressed the root cause. Okay, so let me go read some comments. It was life or death for me. I really wish I had seen you before I got to that point. Elise, okay, explain to me, why was it life or death? Because sometimes we're told this and it's not really. Why was your surgery life or death? I'm just curious. Okay, I want children. I'm 28. I have a 19 centimeter fibroid. Okay, you're definitely in the right place. Good afternoon. And you guys that have fibroids, make sure you're also on my email list because we don't know how long TikTok is going to be here, right? They're talking about banning it. You guys, president signed a bill, so we don't know how long we got on TikTok in the US. So make sure you click the link in my bio to also join my email list, and make sure you're also following me because while TikTok is here, I'm gonna be on it, but when it's gone, we'll go live somewhere else. Plant-based diet. I'm currently pregnant with twins. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Okay, that is amazing. Congratulations, first of all. Congratulations. Happy that you're not having no complications. And you don't have Unreachable. You don't have fibroids. That's what you're saying, right? You don't have any fibroids, no complications. Good. Plant-based diet. Good. Continue. Keep going. I basically bled out. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Elise. I was operating at 25% of blood. My body needed. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Elise, I'm happy that you said that because that happens to. I've had a couple of clients that have went through bleeding out. Like I had a client that had 21 days of bleeding, like a lot, huge clots, like, right? She had a cyst, she didn't have fibroids, but I needed 12 bags of blood. Jesus Christ. So in those situations, right? Number one, when it comes to okay, so I'm gonna address this in 2 parts. Elise, I'm happy. Thank you so much for sharing, by the way. Thank you so much for sharing. And Elise, one thing I want to say too, because I know that you're a Scorpio like me. Scorpios, I'm not saying, this is not for everybody because some people are gonna say, oh, well, I'm not a Scorpio, but and I have fibroids. Scorpios tend to, because Scorpios ruled by the reproductive organs, we tend to attract more of the reproductive issues. Okay, that's just one little tip I want to give you. So we have to be very careful. But I do want to say this, right? When it comes to number one, you don't want to let it get to that point. A lot of women are dealing with fibroids, they're heavily bleeding, right? And they are not making any changes in their life. If we're dealing with number one, heavy bleeding, that is also a lot of energetic stuff. There's also a lot of trauma. There's also a lot of things that we're holding on to because we're holding on to things in the womb. And that's why we're bleeding out like that. Your womb is literally crying out to you to tell you, listen, you have to start the healing process. You have to start physically healing and also emotionally healing. That's number one. And number two, when we get to that point, right, listen, I was operating at 25%. That is now I'm not gonna lie, that is a very, very, very horrible place to be. I'm not gonna lie, but we can still be saved at that point. We can still be saved. Now, it takes drastic action at that point. It takes drastic action at that point when it gets that bad. Okay, so I've had clients literally bleeding out, having to have transfusions, having to have iron infusions, blood transfusions. And I've actually been there myself, right? When I was bleeding that bad, and I thought this is my last. When I had the surgery, which I do not recommend, because I got fibroids right afterwards, okay, and I was able to get rid of those fibroids on my own. This was over 10 years ago, before I know what I know now, okay? When I got the surgery, that's what was happening to me. I was bleeding out. I needed bags of blood. But what we don't understand is that when you're bleeding out like that, you going through surgery. Okay, let me get rid of this person. When you're going through surgery, right? You're also traumatizing your body, right? That's a lot of trauma to the body. So then you're bleeding even more, right? Because I'm sure after the surgery you bled even more. So that is not the best route to take when you're bleeding like that, right? The best route to take is to stop the bleeding, right? To stop the bleeding. That means we have to make drastic changes now. We cannot just, transition slowly. When you're bleeding like that, there is no transition so slowly. We have to stop what we're doing and stop it now. Like, right, you have to change. There's changes you have to make. You have to start now. And there's some people that literally have made changes, and by day 3 they stop bleeding. Seriously. I had one lady take my Restore Your Womb course, right? Literally, she was bleeding out for like 2 weeks. That day 3, she stopped bleeding. Sometimes it really takes like drastic action, right? Not all the time. It takes drastic action when you're in a drastic situation. And then also too, you shouldn't let it get that bad. So we know, okay, and I know I'm not trying to get down on you because you didn't know at the time, but I'm just saying, I didn't know when it was happening to me, but just for next time, listen, I know what to do to avoid this, and I also know what to do not to let it get this bad, but I also know what to do, God forbid, if I end up in this situation, okay? So hopefully that makes sense, okay? Making sure you guys are liking the video. Let's get the likes up to 2,000. I have 2 big fibroids. I want to shrink naturally as a nurse. I know the pros for surgery, not for me. Okay, good. Brenda, yes, you know what's so funny? I've had a lot of clients that are nurses because they know. They've seen myomectomies they took care of patients who've had myomectomies. They know the process in the hospital. They know that's not the right way to address fibroids. They've seen these clients come back over and over again for surgeries. They've seen these clients come in have already had 2 surgeries and still have fibroids again. Make sure you guys get the likes up. Let's get the likes to 2,000. No, I understand completely. Yes. So number 1, we don't want to let it get that bad where we're bleeding out like that. Number 2, we have to know that, listen, I got to take drastic action, okay? I got to take drastic action when this is occurring. Going to surgery is not the best route. When I say life or death, I mean, like, it's like you're really about to die. Life or death for real, okay? There's no other choice. Maybe you've gotten a really bad accident. So that's what I mean when I say life or death. Okay, my bleeding gets worse around my period. It swells up. My fibroids get worse. Yeah, that tends to happen because of the hormone levels. So we have to. So when we have fibroids and we're dealing with heavy bleeding, which can happen, which can occur, you have to understand when you have fibroids, what happens is that yes, your period is gonna be off for most women, right? But that's one of the symptoms of fibroid is like heavy bleeding, or painful cramps, or bleeding for more than 4 days, which is when you're bleeding for more than 4 days, that is a hormonal imbalance that is not normal. When you're bleeding heavily, that's not normal. When you're having all these symptoms around your cycle, if your cycle is anything but easy and just you're just in flow and painless, that is it's an imbalance in the body, okay? And fibroids is I never want you to look at fibroids as just a uterine problem. It's a full body issue. So what changes? You have to make drastic changes. It's lifestyle changes, diet changes. When I am not on my period, it doesn't affect me. Okay, but even still, right? Some women do see that, right? Sometimes their fibroids affect them every day. There's some women, their fibroids only affect them on their cycle. Listen, it doesn't matter whether it's affecting you only on your cycle or every single day. We have to start taking action, because those fibroids will continue to grow if we don't get to the root cause of the problem. I really need your help. I'm ready to take the drastic changes. Yes, Brenda. Brenda, make sure you click the link in my bio. Join my email list. Okay, I love nurses, by the way, because I have so many friends and things like that are nurses as well. So join my email list for sure. Click the link. And all of you guys that are listening, join my email list. If you guys, what do you recommend to naturally shrink a large fibroid? Do you have a specific program? I do have a program. I do have a 3-month program called my Detoxify Your Womb program. I also have a self-study course that's really good for as well, shrinking large fibroids, called the 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids full bundle course that literally outlines for you what to do to get rid of these fibroids, how to reverse heavy bleeding, how to eliminate heavy bleeding, how to reverse anemia, okay, for ladies that are dealing with anemia, Also gives you a fibroid-free meal plan and a fibroid-free grocery shopping list as well, because a lot of women are like, what do I eat? And it gives you foods to avoid, okay, when you have these reproductive health issues. So I do have a program and a course, and my Restore Your Womb course is good for fibroids too. But people, the most popular course that we have is a 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids full bundle course. Women have gotten amazing results from all my courses and programs. Of course, the most transformative way to work with me, as always, is my Detoxify Your Womb program, because you're working with me for 3 months, okay? You're working with me for 3 months, and this is for women that want to transform, get rid of their fibroids and have it not return, right? This is for women that actually want to address also the emotional aspects of fibroids, because fibroids have this emotional component, right? We want to clear the emotional and energetic stuff that's causing the fibroids as well, right? This is for transformation. I literally have clients that go through awakenings and crying, like spiritual awakenings while during this process. So the Detoxify Your Womb program is not for playtime. It's for we do the work, okay? So that's for women that want to go deep, and actually want guidance. A lot of women do need guidance on this journey. Like, a lot of women can't do this alone. Like, it's really difficult, because you're changing your lifestyle, right? You're changing your habits. You're changing so many things, the things that we've been doing for years. Some of us have been doing these things since childhood. There needs to be community, and there needs to be support while during this process, okay? So you're welcome, Brenda. So why is it not advisable to be pregnant with fibroids? You have to understand that when you have fibroids, right, you're dealing with a hormonal imbalance. You're dealing with your estrogen levels being imbalanced, right? Your progesterone levels being a little bit too low. You're dealing with a gut health, a backed up digestive system. You're dealing with a lymphatic system that's not carrying out toxins like it's supposed to. You're dealing with a liver and kidneys that are not, again, filtering out toxins like they're supposed to, right? They're sluggish. They're not, you're dealing with organs that are backed up, elimination, and that's why your body was able to get fibroids. So it's so important that we don't want to get pregnant in that state. And I'm not trying to blame anybody that's currently pregnant now with fibroids. I know that there's probably some people watching this. If you're pregnant with fibroids, there's still things that you can do to stop the growth of the fibroids and to also to get rid of the symptoms. Okay, just to let you guys know. But of course, we can't go as hard as to get rid of the fibroid because you're pregnant. There's still things that we can't do, but there's still things that you can do when you're pregnant. However, for women that are not pregnant, right? You want to make sure your body's in a healthy state before getting pregnant. Getting pregnant with fibroids is very risky, and a lot of things can go wrong. Okay, you can alter your uterine structure. Okay, which is that if you have fibroids, especially growing in the uterine cavity, you can it can misshape, like it could be deformed, right? The uterine cavity, right? So how it's going to be harder. It can distort the uterine cavity. I'm sorry, I used the wrong word. Distort the uterine cavity, right? It can make it harder for the fertilized egg to implant, right? So and thrive. That's one thing that can happen when you're pregnant with fibroids, and you don't want that to happen, right? Because it's not all about getting pregnant, it's about staying pregnant. That's another thing as well. And having and carrying the baby to full term, that's another thing as well, okay? So let's get the likes to 3,000. We're almost at 3,000. Our goal is 10,000, okay, likes, okay? So it's really important. So you can also disrupt the whole implantation process for women that are trying to get pregnant. Take 3 to 6 months and get your body healthy. Shrink your fibroids, right? Restore hormonal balance. Get your body healthy before jumping to get pregnant, right? Before conceiving. And for women that are struggling with conceiving, I always say this too. And this is when your body is healthy, when your mind is healthy, conceiving should be easy. It should be easy. You should be able to conceive with ease. I always say that this means that our body is healthy, our mind is healthy. We're not in the mindset of I'm trying to get pregnant. No, I'm getting pregnant. I'm in the process of getting pregnant, right? We're preparing for the baby. It's also as well, right? As well, we're prepping for the baby. For ladies that are wanting to get pregnant right now. And also, how do we prepare for a baby? We get our bodies healthy, we get our minds healthy, right? We start, maybe shopping for some baby clothes or whatever. You're literally preparing. It's a whole different mindset of I'm trying to get pregnant, I'm struggling to get pregnant, to I'm preparing to have a baby, I'm preparing to get pregnant. That's a different mind. You guys get what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat if you get what I'm saying. That's a different mindset, right? So that as well. So as we prepare to get pregnant, we have to get our bodies healthy so the baby has a safe space to land. That baby does not have a safe space to land if you have fibroids, if you have hormonal imbalances, if you have digestive system that's backed up, if you have a digestive system that's out of control, the gut health is crazy, if the liver is not carrying out toxins like it's supposed to, if the body is not carrying out toxins like it's supposed to, if your body's filled with waste, recirculating, if you're dealing with all these issues, it's not going, you know what I'm saying? That is not that's not the state you want to be in when you're carrying life. It's just not. So many things can go wrong. And how many women do we know that have fibroids that are in constant pain? Okay, if you guys don't mind, let's get the likes up to 3,000. Let's get the like. If you guys are enjoying the conversation, tap on the screen. Let's get the likes up to 3,000. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost at 3,000. All I have to do is tap on the screen to like the video. If you guys are enjoying the video, y'all are quiet. I don't know what's going on. Okay, are you guys enjoying the conversation? But yes, so really important for you guys to understand. Listen, it's not just about getting pregnant. It's about having a healthy pregnancy, carrying the baby to full term. It's about your baby having a safe space to land. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Nobody's liking the video. Let's get the likes up, ladies. Let's get the likes up. It's free, y'all. Just tap on the screen. That's all. It's free. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you. Whoever's liking the video, thank you so much. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up to 3,000. Thank you. I was like, what's going on? Nobody's liking the video. Are y'all still here? Everybody can still hear me? Yeah. But yes, very important to understand. We want to get our bodies healthy. It's important for you to be healthy as somebody that is a vessel that's carrying a baby, that's carrying life, right? It's so important for you, even for ladies that are not pregnant, to have a healthy womb. It's so important because if your womb, your body's not healthy if your womb is if you're bleeding heavily, if you have these fibroids, if you have PCOS, if you have ovarian, like the womb is not even healthy. Thank you, Brenda, so much for liking the video. Are polyps and fibroids similar? They're kind of similar. They could be, yeah, they have similar symptoms. They can, but polyps are easier to clear up than fibroids. Now, fibroids can be cleared up, can still dissolve, but polyps are, from my experience, are easier. So are cysts. Cysts are a lot easier. But very important, okay? And to me, it's crazy when people have surgery for ovarian cysts, because I'm just like, really? Really? And they just come back again. They continuously come back. Thank you so much, Brenda, for the likes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Our goal is to get to 10,000 likes, okay? If you guys enjoy these videos, okay? Thank you, Hannah, for liking the video. So very important. And if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them. Also, when it comes to large fibroids can disrupt the flow to your uterine lining, right? This can make it harder to get pregnant. So it's not even just the making pregnancy harder. It can be harder to get pregnant with fibroids. It's not impossible, but it can be harder to get pregnant, right? It's a struggle to get pregnant. It's a struggle to stay pregnant. It's also the delivery process is a struggle. If you guys, there is and I always use her as an example. I'm using her as an example because she's a public figure and a lot of people may know her, and she's literally put her story out there. But there's a lady named Deandra Sanders. She's the oldest daughter of Deion Sanders. Everybody knows him, right? In the sports world. He's really big in the sports world. So I don't know that much about sports, and I know him, so I know y'all do too. Put a one in the chat if y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? So she has put her story out there. She said that she's only 32. She's only 32, by the way. She's had 4 myomectomies, 4 fibroid surgeries. I want that to sink in your spirit, y'all. She's had her fibroids removed 4 times. She's underwent this huge surgery 4 times at the age of 32, which is crazy. She never thought that she could get pregnant. Now she's pregnant. She's pregnant now. I don't know whether she's at her first or second trimester, but she's now having complications during pregnancy. She said that she had to get a cervical cerclage to close because her cervix, like the baby was starting to drop, and she's only in like her first or second trimester. So she had to get her cervical, they call it a cervical cerclage, where she had to go through surgery while being pregnant, right? And sew up the cervix. No woman should have to go through that. I can't imagine how traumatic that is, being pregnant and having to go through surgery. There's women who have gotten miscarriages from that. That's a very risky surgery. Okay, but I think she's fine though. There's women that literally have gotten miscarriages from that. Who wants to go through surgery when they're pregnant? This is what could happen when you're pregnant with fibroids. Imagine going through surgery 4 times, getting fibroids removed just to get fibroids again, and you're pregnant at the same time. So even you guys that do get surgery and you're trying to get pregnant, what can happen before you even, like, as you're getting pregnant, the process, you can have fibroids again. I've seen women that went through a myomectomy to get pregnant, and they say then, you know, try again in 6 months, right after the myomectomy. Before 6 months, she had fibroids again, and this time they were even worse. Okay. Or there's women that's gotten pregnant after having a myomectomy with fibroids, because when you're dealing with fibroids, listen, when you're dealing with fibroids, you're dealing with higher estrogen levels, higher hormone levels. So this triggers that fibroids to grow. That's why a lot of people go into pregnancy with 2 centimeter fibroids that's not even bothering them, to like 9 centimeter fibroids by the end of the pregnancy, or even bigger. Okay, so fibroids tend to grow more in pregnancy, and some women even develop fibroids in pregnancy. That's why it's so important to have your hormones balanced. Okay, you want your body to be at its optimal level of health before conceiving, before getting pregnant. When it comes to this I'm going to say this may be a little triggering, right? So this may be a little triggering for some people, but I have to say it, right? This part may be a little triggering. So when it comes to, trigger warning, by the way, when it comes to miscarriages, they say that what you do preconception and not only what you do during the pregnancy matters, like how you take care of your body and yourself and your stress levels and all that stuff during the pregnancy, is also about what you do preconception, right? Because a lot of you guys are having all of these symptoms, throwing up, this and that, because your body's trying to detox to prepare for a baby, right? To prepare for the baby to thrive. Your body's trying to, so it's affecting you violently. You're throwing up, you're going through all of these symptoms, right? Feeling horrible, can't even get through the day, okay? Selena, am I pregnant? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Who's Selena, by the way? Are you okay? I don't know. Are you asking me? How would I know? How would I know? I'm not sure what you mean, if you meant to write that. But very, very important, right? So it's really, really important. We don't want, somebody's laughing. I'm like, how? That's a random question. Like, first of all, who's Selena? And second of all, how would I know? Okay? How? I don't know if maybe you typed that by accident. I don't know. Okay? So it's really important. We don't want to go into pregnancy increasing our risk of having issues. That doesn't make any sense. And some women are just like, they have these large fibroids, they have these large cysts, they have these heavy bleeding. I just want to get pregnant. I'm not even thinking about the health of the baby, they just want to get, it makes no sense to me. Not even thinking that their bodies, and not even knowing that their body's in bad health, right? Some of them know, but it's just, I just want to get pregnant. How about you get your body in good health first? And then we start running to IVF and all these other issues, fertility treatments when we're already having, hormonal imbalances, fibroids, and then on top of that, we want to throw more hormonal treatments on. Already we're dealing with a full body issue. Then you want to throw on more toxins in the body, more hormonal treatments, which is going to be even worse. Okay? That's why a lot of people are having negative. They don't talk about this because the fertility industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, but a lot of women, their kidneys have shut down due to fertility treatments. A lot of, you don't understand what these women are going through when they're dealing with fertility treatments, right? And you're already going into fertility treatments in an unhealthy state. How about you just get to the root cause of your issues instead of trying to find a quick fix, right? How about we try? So at what point do we say, listen, I want to get to the root cause of these fibroids and get rid of them? At what point do we do that? At what point do we, and also too, the first question shouldn't even be, how do I shrink my fibroids? The first question should be, why did I develop fibroids? That should be the first question. And you going back and seeing what kind of life that you were having, what was going on in your life, what was going on in your surroundings, what was going on in your mindset, what was your stress levels like? What relationships were you in? Did you have boundaries? Were you a people pleaser? Go back to the person you was when you developed fibroids, when you developed ovarian cysts, when you developed PCOS. What type of person were you? And when you can go back and say, I was stressed. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was in a toxic relationship. I was dealing with my childhood trauma. A lot of you guys probably can go back and see these type of things. What state you were in when you got pregnant. When you got fibroids, right? So what does that mean? That means that we have a lot of work to do. We have to clear up a lot of stuff, not just physically, not just our physical habits, but also emotionally as well, right? So if you're in a horrible relationship, if you let men just step all over you, right? And act like the victim, right? Which a lot of women do. Okay, I'm not blaming you, but just you let men treat you any type of way, and also too, you're still there, but you just knowing that that's wrong, but you let men treat you any type of way, right? That's another thing too. And you're dealing with all these emotional issues. That too, you think that those emotional problems don't turn into emotional blockages in the womb? Stress, high cortisol levels contribute to fibroids, okay? They do. So this also too, in the relationship that you entertain, even job, even your job, if you're working in an unfulfilling career that you know you hate, but you've been there for like 10 years or 10 years, and you just there because you're comfortable, right? Because you know it's a check every 2 weeks, right? And you haven't even tried to, maybe let me just follow my passions because I'm too scared. That lack of fear and fibroids is an inability to let go. Fibroids represent an inability to let go. Inability to let go of trauma, of pain, of the past situations, of past, maybe abortions, past miscarriages, past, your childhood trauma. You're holding on to it. You're holding on to it in the womb space, okay? You're holding on to it. You're not letting it go, okay? You're not releasing it, okay? You're not bringing it to the surface to heal. You're also suppressing a lot of things as well. You're dealing with a lot of emotional suppression. That's a emotional representation of fibroids. So these manifest as literally blockages in your womb space, okay? So what are you holding on to that you need to release physically and emotionally? Okay, and then for ladies that are in the Detoxify Your Womb program, we work on that, the emotional and physical reasons of fibroids, because there's a root cause physically and emotionally, because what's going on the inside comes out. If you are stressed out, if you are low self-esteem, low self-worth, this is going to determine how you treat yourself, how you treat your body, okay, how you let others treat you, okay, whether it's your coworkers, your boss, your boyfriend, husband, whatever, how you allow, best friend, whoever, how you allow others to treat you, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Make sure you guys are tapping on the screen. Let's like the video. So we don't want to increase the risk of complications. We don't want to increase the risk, because that's what we do when we get into these states. And one of the reasons why, and I wrote an email today. If you're not on my email list, get on my email list. Click the link in my bio. Get on my email list, okay? If you're not on my email list, make sure you're on my email list, okay? In my email list, I put a lot of amazing information. I talked about why infertility is so rampant today, because you guys need to know this. Why infertility is so rampant today, because a lot, infertility rates, in case you don't know, is going up. 19% of Black women, right, of reproductive age that can, 20s, 30s, 40s, right, or maybe even 50s, who can still have a baby. 19% of them struggle with infertility. That's a huge number, in case you didn't know. That's a huge number, in case you did not know. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Tap on the screen. Tap on the screen. Our goal today is 10,000 likes. Let's hopefully we'll get there before the hour's up. Okay. Thank you so much, Brenda, for liking the video. Thank you so much for liking the video. I appreciate you. But when it comes to that, right? When it comes to infertility, then you have 19%. That's 1 out of 5 Black women that you see struggling with infertility. Some of them may not even tell you. Some people, just because they don't tell you, they're not open about it, does not mean that they're struggling on the inside. A lot of women are struggling with infertility. A lot of them, and probably some of your friends, family members, that you have no clue. They've been trying. Everybody's wondering when they're gonna have a baby, and they're just telling you, we're not ready yet, but they're literally in the background trying, and maybe they've been trying for years, months, who knows, right? And feeling frustrated. And it does also affect the relationship as well. It does, bring a lot of stress in the relationship, in the marriage. That's why I don't understand why women who aren't married right now, while they're waiting until they get married to address their fibroids, to address their hormonal health. So that's crazy to me, right? How about you get ready? So how about you stay ready so you don't have to get ready, and be proactive about your health? If you know that you're having hormonal imbalances now, fibroids now, deal with it now. Stop waiting until, I'll deal with it when I'm ready to get pregnant. No. You're already too late. You deal with it now, because it takes time, right? Depending on how far bad it is. I'm addressing mine now, and I'm not married yet. Good. Thank you, user 24. That's what I'm talking about. I also have a client too in my Detoxify Your Womb program. She's not pregnant. I like when I see, women that they're addressing it now before it gets too bad. I'm 28. I feel like time is passing me by. Okay. Time is not passing you by. You're young. Society would tell you that 35, And what is your name? Because I don't, that probably isn't a real name. What is your name? So when you email me, I'll know who you are. What is your name? Society will tell you 35 is too late. Society will tell you that 35, after 35 is a wrap. You can't have a baby, or the chances are low, or that the chances of you having issues with getting pregnant, or having the baby having issues, right? The baby having birth defects is higher, right? That's not true. Now, when it comes to fertility, you know what matters more than your age? You know what matters more than your age? A lot more your biological age. The state of health that you're in. That matters. That's what matters. Okay? So I want to be very clear with that. That's what matters. It doesn't like, biological age is very different than your chronological age, right? So what's our biological age? The state of which your body's in. The state of which your body's in. Okay? So what state that your body's in? What state is your body in? If we have fibroids, we have hormonal imbalances, if we have all these things going on, heavy bleeding, we know our body's not in a good state. What state are your organs in? I'm in good health overall. My weight is normal, just fibroids that has to come out. We're not in good, this is the one thing I get a lot. We're not in good health when we have fibroids. We're not in good health when we have fibroids, ladies. We have to understand that. I changed my diet, lifestyle for the past 3 months. I get it. But there's fibroids still there. That's good that you have, and you're probably in much better health now than before. But just understand this, right? When fibroids develop, we're not in good health. Fibroids cannot develop in a healthy body. They can't stay in a healthy body either. So I don't know if you've checked yet, but make sure, is your fibroid shrinking? Are your symptoms getting better, right? Are things getting better? How do you know if you have a hormonal imbalance? Great question. So how do you know when you have a hormonal imbalance? Number one, a lot of women, their period will show them. You'll get PMS, bloating, all these things will happen, cramps. And some women may not have bad periods, right? You'll bleed for more than 4 days. But these are just signs. I'm just giving you signs and symptoms, right? There's so many signs and symptoms, from constipation, right, to bloating, to maybe swelling, to anemia, to nutritional deficiencies. There's so many signs and symptoms. When you're to headaches, to there's so many things. Okay, I'll go back next month. My bowels have become normal, but I just get bad cramps still. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll go back to the doctor next month. Okay, so go back to the doctor next month to check. I go, okay, my bowels become normal. If you still get bad cramps, we still got a lot of work to do. You're not there yet, okay? You're not there yet, but I don't know if you had, okay, can low vitamin D be the cause of painful periods? That's one of the causes. That's one of the causes, but you have to understand, it's 19 centimeters. Okay. So, thank you for letting me know. You have to understand that, wait, 19 or, is it both 19 and 10 centimeters? I definitely have struggled with hormonal imbalance for years and no help from the doctors. Thank you. Yes, Brenda. They're not going to help. Like, sometimes they'll tell you, and I just posted something about this, right? This lady had endometriosis. It took her doctors 10 years to diagnose her. The average woman that have endometriosis, it takes their doctors 10 years to diagnose them, okay? Because the hormone tests that they're doing are not, how can I say this, are not good quality. The hormone tests the doctors are doing are not good quality. They're not able to see everything. So they just tell you, oh, everything's fine, you're fine, right? Or bleeding is or heavy bleeding is normal, or cramps are normal. This is all normal. But you'll agree. Thank you for, when I say this, women look at me like I'm crazy, because women are always asking, like, okay, what test should I do? And I'm like, go by your body's symptoms. What is your body showing you? Because when we put our trust into tests and not our bodies, that's number one, that's where we go wrong, and that's what we've been trained to do. And that's why you're in the state that you're in confusion, because there's no connection to the body, right? Your body is literally telling you what to do. I feel so many of the foods we consume, yes, and beauty and cleaning products that we are toxic. And it's also the lifestyle and habits, because sometimes we blame the beauty and cleaning products. Listen, they are bad, I'm not gonna lie, they are bad, but a lot of times too, when you can get your body to do its job, to your body's a detoxification mechanism, right? It detoxifies. There's a natural detoxification process that your body goes through. But a lot of women don't get their bodies to perform at that level, right? They don't get their bodies to perform because their body's blocked from its natural, processes. natural detoxification processes, excuse me. So if my vitamin D is low, should I avoid trying? No, you should not avoid trying. You should get first of all, you need to go out in that sun. What state do you live in, Freshta? And also too, with low vitamin D levels and also low nutrient deficiencies as well, a lot of times our liver and kidneys are not, because when you have these issues, fibroids and things like that, the liver, the kidneys are not functioning like they're supposed to. So that's another thing as well. We have to get our organs functioning like they're supposed to. You're in Cali, girl, if you're in Cali, there is no excuse to be vitamin D deficient. I have family out in Cali. I've been there many times. No excuse. Now with that sun, no excuse. You guys barely have a winter. Now, if you said you live in New York, right? I would kind of get it. But still, you can still get rid of vitamin D issues if you live in Canada or New York. But California, ain't no excuse. Tests cannot always pick up hormone levels. Listen, Brendan, let them know. And Brendan's in there, let them know. Because they think that these tests are, I don't get it. What test should I do? They think that they will use these tests as holy grail. There's women that have literally displayed every symptom of a hormonal imbalance and literally was telling me my doctor said the test was fine. Listen, the first mistake that you've made is go by test and not your body's symptoms. Okay, so somebody asked what hormonal imbalances are. They can even be headaches and migraines, insomnia, right? When your body's not operating the way it's supposed to. Like, issues in the eczema, issues in the skin. Like, when your body's not operating the way it's supposed to, that's the imbalance right there. That's the imbalance. We've normalized so many things and we just take pills and think that that's okay. We've normalized so much toxicity in the body. So I want you to write down in every way your body's not operating the way it's supposed to. And a lot of people don't even know. Like, for example, they think that they don't know that their cycles are not supposed to be heavy. As women, we have 5 vital signs. Right? Men only have 4. Okay? We got a 5th one, which is our menstrual cycle. That's the body's 5th vital sign. I'm done with doctors. Oh yeah, I've been done with doctors. I've been done with doctors for like a decade now. Especially when it comes to your reproductive health. Now, if I get in an accident, God forbid something crazy happens, of course I'm going to the hospital. Okay? But when it comes to my reproductive health, if you want to keep your reproductive organs, stay away from the doctor. I said it. If you want to keep your organs, stay away from those doctors, okay? Stay away from those doctors if you want to keep your organs, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Because if I stayed like in the doctor, like when I got fibroids the second time and I got the surgery, by now I would have had a hysterectomy. I would have bled out and had a hysterectomy by now and think that was my only decision. And be like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to have children. And think that was my only way. That's not the only way. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay? So understand when your body's letting you know things are going wrong. For ladies that are, I want to say this too. For ladies that are, can the man be the problem when it comes to infertility? Yes. But you have to understand, like if you're dealing with a man, right, that the man can be the problem. Don't get me wrong. But when we're living in the same house, and like when you're married, right, you're living in the same house, right, that you tend to adopt the same habits. Let's really think about it. Like, you guys tend to adopt the same habits. So what will happen, like my clients who are married, their husbands start also eating healthier because their wife is eating healthier. She's cooking healthier foods. So they start eating healthier. They start also, by default, without even thinking about it, start adopting healthier habits, right? That's why I've been able to help many women get pregnant, okay? And let's say it was the husband's fault or both their faults, right? But we tend to adopt and have like the similar habits to our spouse. It's very rare that somebody can be extremely healthy and the spouse can be extremely unhealthy. That's very rare. That can happen sometimes, but that's very rare. Okay. But if you're trying to get pregnant, you also do. I say don't be a nag, but when we're aligned with our spouse, they should also, start adopting better habits, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Does abortion affect future pregnancies' fertility? Woo! Great question. Great question. Depends on how it was done. Depends on so many factors. However, I will say this. That's one of the things that cause, because of suppress, a lot of women suppress. Let me just go there, okay? When it comes, this is a triggering topic now for everybody that's sensitive to this conversation, because this is a sensitive conversation. When it comes to abortion, right? Just like miscarriage, right? Even if they're not the same, but there tends to be a lot of women tend to hold that pain inside. Miscarriages, we know for sure, right? But with abortions, what women tend to do is they suppress it. Because they will try to get over it, right, and suppress it, but it's still there. The guilt, the pain is still there, right? So that can affect, that guilt, that pain that you have can affect future. Yes, it can, because that energetic, you're not releasing that, can affect, future pregnancies and future. Same thing with miscarriages, right? If you still dealing with the pain, the loss, the emotions from that, and you haven't dealt with it, you haven't really, listen, fibroids is emotional suppression, okay? It's emotional suppression. So you're suppressing a lot of things. And same thing with abortion. Women that have abortions, women that have miscarriages, they tend to be suppressing a lot, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. So that's how it can affect. Now, if depending on how it was done, if you were in a third world country, if you were, if it was some type of back alley, I don't know. Hopefully that's not going on. But yes, that can, but for women in the U.S., typically no, right? But except physically, but energetically, it can block pregnancy. It can, it can, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Look, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. I want to say this too. Today's the last day to get, now for women that are trying to get pregnant, for women that are struggling with pregnancy, last year I did an amazing workshop called Enhancing Your Womb's Fertility Naturally, okay? It was a 3-day workshop. It happened last year. I have the replays from the workshop, okay? I'm not doing a workshop again, but I have the replays from the workshop. It was a 3-day workshop, so 3 days of replays, okay? So that was like a Mother's Day special. It was amazing information. It's for women who want to take control of their reproductive health, who maybe are wanting to get pregnant now, okay? Or they're struggling, maybe women that are struggling with getting pregnant now, or they're planning to get pregnant this year, or for women that are wanting to get pregnant in the future. Remember I said you have to prepare your body. It doesn't matter if it's 10 years from now, 5 years from now, you want to get pregnant, right? So this amazing 3-day workshop is amazing for women that want to do that, okay? So if you are interested, check it out. The link is in my bio. It's called Enhancing Your Womb's Fertility Naturally, okay? It's $197, and it will be only available until midnight, okay? Because I had it on the site all weekend. It was a Mother's Day special, okay, to get this workshop, the replays, okay? And you'll see at the end, I'm even answering questions. So you'll get it's a lot of information. It's gonna help you prepare your body for pregnancy the natural way, holistic way, the way your doctor didn't teach you, okay? Get your body and your mind healthy for pregnancy. You wanna get your body, get your mind healthy for pregnancy, right? Also, fertility is also a frequency as well. When it comes to fertility, right? If we're not fertile, we're not healthy. Fertility equals health. So if we're struggling with fertility, there's a health issue, right? There's a health issue. So there's a hormonal issue, right? There's something there. I know sometimes they will say unexplained fertility is never unexplained. It's never unexplained, okay? So check it out if you guys are interested. I also have other courses. My 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids full bundle course that's got amazing reviews and results and testimonials. You guys can check them out. Those testimonials out on the site. But also, if you go to the link, if you go to my page, you'll see client testimonials, like a bar that says client, like a tab that says client testimonials. It's close to the bio. It's on top of the page, my TikTok page, okay? And you guys can see some of the testimonials. You guys see some of the women sharing their experience, okay? With working with me, with taking my courses and what it has done for them, okay? Very important. Like I said, I'm passionate about what I do. I love what I do, okay? So, let me know if you guys have any questions. I want you guys to know, this is amazing, because that when it comes to fertility, when it comes to fibroids, right? We have to make sure that we're not going into fertility, we're not going into pregnancy in an unhealthy state. We have to get healthy. We have to get our bodies healthy. That's very important. That cannot be underestimated. It just can't be. You can't underestimate that. Getting your body healthy for pregnancy. You just can't underestimate that. You can't sweep that. You can't just say you want to get pregnant at any state, in any state. That's not what we want to do, right? And we have been taught to, it doesn't matter what state you're in, it doesn't matter how unhealthy you are, just get pregnant. Like, if you're having trouble here, these fertility drugs, right? No. We got to stop that. And we wonder why reproductive health issues are getting worse. Cancer rates are among women are literally, the rates are crazy. I'm talking about women under 40 now. The cancer rates have been crazy. And I'm talking about, it's the estrogen dominant cancers. So you guys know, if you've been following me for any length of time, if you get fibroids, you can also get breast cancer at its worst. Yes, because estrogen dominance is the root cause. The estrogen dominance. That's why I tell you guys get to join my email list so you can get that training on estrogen dominance. It's called Free Yourself from Fibroids. So when you subscribe to my email list, which you can do by clicking the link in my bio, you get a training called Free Yourself from Fibroids. Watch that training, okay? You have estrogen receptors in your breast, in your uterus. It's very important to know that. So you could also get uterine cancer, right? These are estrogen dominant cancers, endometrial cancer. There's women that's dealt with this. If you ask them, they had fibroids, they had heavy bleeding, they had endometriosis beforehand. So your body's letting you know, listen, we're in an unhealthy state. So your body's letting you know, listen, you need to take care of this. Stop pushing it under the rug. You need to take care of this. You need to take care of me, okay? Because if you have fibroids, you have not been taking care of your body. You have not been taking care of yourself. Same thing with heavy bleeding, okay? Same thing with PCOS. Thanks, Sasha, and everyone. This has been so informative. I just joined your email list. Yay! Okay, great. I'm happy you're on the email list. Okay, I do these lives almost daily, almost daily, several times a week to give you guys awareness. But also, so if you're on the email list, you'll know when I'm going live. You'll get an email of when I'm going live, like 30 minutes before. So you can prepare if you're available, okay? And make sure you also subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, okay? So I'm trying to grow my subscribers on YouTube so I can put out more content. I will definitely purchase your 12-step program. Okay, great. So the 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course. Y'all check that course out, okay? It's amazing. It has how to reverse anemia, how to eliminate heavy bleeding. What else does it have? It has how to also cleanse your lymphatic system, how to cleanse your liver. It also has the fibroid-free grocery shopping list, fibroid-free grocery shopping meal plan, as well as what else is in there? Foods to eliminate for your reproductive health, for reproductive healing, okay? So that is, if you're trying to get rid of your fibroids, if you're trying to shrink a large fibroid and get rid of your fibroids, if you're trying to get rid of fibroids, multiple fibroids, and you're not able to work with me, if you're not able to work get in a Detoxify Your Womb program, get that course. Get the 12. Everybody with fibroids should have that course. The 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course. It is amazing. Okay. Do you have a hormonal imbalance, heavy bleeding course? I do. But it's not on the site. Fresh Start, email me. If you go to the link in my bio, or what you can do is to make it easier for you, if you want to send me your email on here, you can send me your email in my DMs and on here, and I will email that link to you. Okay. I do have it. Okay. It's just not on the site. Okay. I actually have a really good one of an old masterclass that's called How to Improve Your Menstrual Cycle, and that's going to help with your hormonal balance as well, okay? So email me, I'll send you the link, okay? But really, it's important to take care of these issues, okay? Do not hold on to these issues. I'm telling you, they get worse. Heavy bleeding, don't hold on to it, right? Even if it's not fibroids, don't hold on to it. I wish I would have dealt with my heavy bleeding when it first started, when I was a teenager. I didn't know it wasn't normal. But guess what? Now, when we change ourselves, when we get ourselves healthy, the next generation coming after us doesn't have to suffer. They don't have to suffer. They don't have to suffer, right? Our girls don't have to suffer. Our nieces don't have to suffer. We know what to do. We know how to help them. So we don't have generations of hysterectomies. We don't have generations of myomectomies, generations of fibroids, of heavy bleeding. Some people literally have had generations of this stuff. They say, my grandmother dealt with it, my mother dealt with it, now I'm dealing with it. We have to stop. We have to cut off the generational curse. If all of these family members are dealing with, fibroids, have had hysterectomies, of heavy bleeding, that is a curse. Okay? That's a curse. I had a client recently, if you go to the link in my bio, also too, my client who we went live, right? And she was telling her story. It's like a 49-minute video. If you will see, it says Detoxify Your Womb program client testimonial. She was telling her story of this is something everybody in her family dealt with. You know, heavy bleeding and really painful periods. She said everybody in the family dealt with it. But she knew that something told her she didn't have to deal with this. This does not have to be her reality. So then she found me, joined the program, okay? And now literally within a month had 3-day cycles. 3-day cycles. No pain, no heavy bleeding, no more huge clots coming out. She said the clots were huge. No more having to wear this big old pad. Okay? And being scared every time she leaves her house. She was bleeding for 21 days. So you don't have to. She also too, her cyst is gone. She had a cyst. They was gonna perform surgery. She said, I'm not having surgery for this. Now it's gone naturally. Okay. So that is pretty much it for today, y'all. Check out and also too, again, the enhancing your womb fertility naturally. This will be off the site by midnight. You won't be able to get it anymore. Get those 3-day replays. They're amazing. Okay. If you're trying to get pregnant or if you want to prepare your womb for pregnancy in the future. Because some of you guys are like, wait, you don't know. I'm waiting for, I'm wanting to get a husband before I get pregnant, which is 100% fine, right? You can find him tomorrow. You never know. And then y'all can get, I've known people that literally found their spouse with 6 months, they get married. Next year, they're trying to have a baby, right? So shouldn't we start now by getting our body healthy? Okay? Get the mind healthy. Shouldn't we start now? My fibroids came during pregnancy. Is there any way to get rid of them without affecting my baby? Yes. Gorge, Jess, I'm about to get off, but can you either email me or can you message me? You can. But you can't. Okay. Let me rephrase that. You can't. Okay. You don't want to work on getting rid of them when you're pregnant. You want to work on stopping the growth and clearing the imbalances in your body, like, you know, cleaning out your gut, because these things are all affected when we have fibroids, and we don't want them to affect the baby, right? So you can get your body healthy. You don't want to get rid of them because that's just too drastic for when you're pregnant, if that makes sense. But you can work on getting rid of them afterwards, okay? After breastfeeding, you can really work on it. But you can get your body significantly healthy. Like I said, I had a client who I was working. Okay, I'll send you a message here. Okay, great. I had a client who she's in my program now. She's been in my program since she re-signed with me. That's how much she loved the program. I've been working with her since August, and listen. When y'all hear her transformational, because she had several fibroids. I'm waiting on her to get checked again, to go through an ultrasound again. You guys are gonna see her testimonial coming soon. Okay, I cannot wait. I'm excited because I know multiple of her fibroids are gone. I just know because she's improved so much. She had her baby a year and a half ago. And when she started working with me like last year, August, she wasn't dealing with crazy cycles after having a baby. She wasn't dealing with crazy postpartum bleeding like most women do. That's not normal. Okay? She wasn't dealing with all her hair coming out, her edges coming out. No. She had 3-day normal cycles, 3-day light cycles. That was it. No cramps. Okay? So we don't have to suffer. We don't have to suffer. And listen, moms have so many, moms are busy, right? They got so many things to worry about. They're taking care of a new baby. The last thing you want to worry about is the fact that you're bleeding heavily, right? You're losing, that's taken away from your life force. You're trying to have enough energy to take care of this baby. You're not getting enough sleep, right? Who wants to be bleeding like that? No, that's not normal. We normalize that. And I hate that doctors haven't educated women enough to know that, listen, you don't have to go through this. Let's work on this now, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. All right, ladies, that's pretty much it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Check out the courses, okay? No more suffering. We're about to go into summertime. Who wants to suffer, okay? Go through heavily bleeding with these fibroids. It's time. The time is now to address your body, address your health, okay? Love you guys. Have a beautiful day, all right? Get some sun. Get some sun. I don't know where you guys are, but get some sun, okay? Get some vitamin D, all right? Take a walk or something. Go out in nature, all right? Bye.